Hello, 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 hello. How are you guys? Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, I feel like it's been so long since I did one of these. What has it been? 2 weeks? I think it's been 2 weeks. Hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. I think it's been 2 weeks since I've gone live because I mean like we had the 4th of July. Oh, it was my son's birthday 2 weeks ago, and then last week I was somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember where I was, but I was somewhere and I couldn't get to it. But it doesn't matter because we're here now, and that is what matters. And it's so funny because as I took the 2 weeks off to just kind of deal with life, because that's what happens in the summer, it's just very spontaneous, sporadic things just jump at you last minute. But when let me turn off these headphones here. In the midst of that, I've been trying to keep up with the headlines of love and relationship news. And there was one headline that I thought like, ooh, I'm really going to cover this. And then all of a sudden, like a second headline came up out of nowhere, like in the last 2 days. And ironically enough, both of these topics, both of these headlines are one in the same. They both have to do with couples committing affairs. They both focus on like, what about the kids and what about the future and what about the family makeup of this. And I thought that this would be a really good topic to bring up because number one, we want to hear what's going on. Number two, um, people cheat. Okay. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're not, people cheat. And it's unfortunate that that happens, but sometimes it happens when there's children involved. You know what I'm saying? And that has a really, really major effect on children, on the family, on the parent, on the attitude of it all, on the future of everything. Right. And so I want to go ahead and talk about that today. I'm going to spend about, 40 minutes to an hour, just conversating with you guys about these two couples, these two very big primetime couples, um, how they're going through it, and then what can you learn and gain from this experience, because maybe you're out there and you have some thoughts about it, or maybe you just want to get all of the information that you can so that when you are in a relationship, you make sure that you're taking the proper steps to make sure that your relationship is steadfast, sustained, secure, whole, healthy, and you're ready to go. You know what I mean? Because why not? Knowledge is power. So for those of you guys who are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Selina Almodovar. I am a Christian relationship author and coach, and it is my mission to help single Christian women out there look to their faith to start walking in love the way God intended us to create whole, healthy, sustainable relationships that would ultimately lead them to marriage. And so that is what I do here in this online space. I'm also a mom. And that's pretty fun because that's where the majority of my time has been going during this summer season. So if you're like, where has she been? What's going on? It's because of kids. It's because I magically also gained the title of summer camp counselor in the last month. And it's been a crazy ride. But let's get into this, okay? So the first couple that I want to talk about is Prince William and the Duchess herself, Kate Middleton, okay? Does anybody out there follow the royal family? Does anybody out there follow the royal family? If you do, let me know in the comments. Let me go ahead and put up the comments here on the YouTube channel. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe. If you're on Instagram and you're watching, thank you. Please share this with the rest of your community. So, who out here follows the royal family? I know for me, I was always pretty fascinated by it. I saw Prince William and Kate Middleton get married back when I was in my single season, and it was like a really big deal. I didn't understand it at the time, but now that you have, very popular documentaries and TV shows such as The Crown on Netflix, it is very easy to say, like, yeah, I know a thing or two about them. Me, for one, I am a huge Crown fan. I'm very excited that a new season is coming out later this year. But it's interesting to me because in the last 2 weeks, actually in the last month, okay, something really dynamic is happening. Number one, you got the Queen Elizabeth II. She is getting old. Okay. You can see it in her posture. You can see it in her health. She was not even able to make it to her own party when they celebrated her Jubilee year. And it's things are happening, okay? And she is not immortal. Things are happening. And of course, her son Prince Charles is going to take over and become king after her. But Prince Charles is up there too. Okay. And I'm not saying anything ill will or bad about them. I bless them. I pray that they continue to live long, healthy lives. However, Prince Charles is up there as well, and who knows how long his reign as king will be, which then brings him to his son, Prince William. Prince William married, he's the son of Princess Diana. Okay, we all know who Princess Diana is. And he met Kate Middleton in college. Okay, this was not some fancy royal girl from another country. Like they legitimately fell in love as college sweethearts, and they got married, and they've been following the book. They've been doing everything by the book, and they are being groomed to one day take the throne of England. Okay, and so there's a couple of things that happen in here. Just off of my personal knowledge of watching The Crown and then going further deeper into, the internet, trying to discover like what's the true story here, there was a lot of speculation. I mean, it was there. It was there. It was in plain sight that Prince William's father, Prince Charles, who's going to be king, that he was having a major affair with his first love, Camilla, who he's now married to, when he was married to Princess Diana. So the fact that they are now saying that Prince William is having an affair with Kate Middleton's best friend, Rose, what's her name? Rose Hanbury. Okay, the fact that they are saying that, the fact that the media is like, no, that's false news, that is bad news, and then everybody else is like, no, it's not, it's there, everybody knows about it, it's there. From somebody like us, or like me, let me just talk for me, for example. For somebody like me listening to these headlines and watching this, I automatically think about like Prince William as a child when his father had an affair with his mother. Okay, if the media saw it, these kids were not like 2, 3, 4 years old. Like these kids were 12, 10. Like they were not dumb. Okay, let me just put it like that. I'm sure they felt the ripple effect of having their parents going through this affair situation. Okay, that's like old generation, and now we're seeing it in this new time, in this current time. So the fact that now everyone is saying that Prince William is having an affair with Kate's best friend, or that he had an affair with Kate's best friend, I'm sure all of this is going off in his head. I'm sure all of it is going off in Kate's head, because this was a really big issue for him in his childhood. Like, you can't sit here and tell me that as a royal person, somebody who is already set apart, and then all of a sudden has to experience something that his parents are putting him through is not a traumatic experience, because it is. Okay, it totally is. And so having to go through that now in real time, I don't know if he's doing it. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if this is all just false news. I don't know if this is the royal court spreading this email, spreading these lies so that they can cover up a bigger issue, such as the Queen getting sick. I don't know. We're not here to discuss the rumors. We're not here to talk about the gossip, but we are here to talk about the lesson of the matter. And that is that Prince William and Kate Middleton, they currently have 3 children. Okay. They have Prince George, Prince George, who will then become the next King of England. Then they have baby Charlotte, who's now 7 years old. And then they have little Louis, okay, is what I'm going to call him. And these 3 kids now have to deal with the media and the public and the scrutiny of, did my dad cheat on my mom? What does that mean to my family? What does that mean? And don't sit here and say that whether it was true or not, they're not going to have an effect of this as they get older. Okay, because there's going to be tension, there's going to be paparazzi, there's going to be people who are interviewing them. Like, it's going to happen, it's going to be in their face. Like, this has tarnished their family. So how do you move past this, right? How do you move past such a detrimental thing, whether it was true or not? How do you move past that for the sake of the kids? Well, I'm going to tell you what Kate Middleton and Prince William have been doing. All of their efforts, ever since these headlines came out, all of their efforts have been to show that they are good parents raising good kids. Okay? All of their efforts is being poured onto the kids. Oh, look at Prince George during this tennis match. Oh, Princess Charlotte just had a birthday. We're going to celebrate her. All of the focus has been like, let's show the world that this rumor is not going to affect our family and our relationship as father and mother. Okay. And so they are showing that they are creating a united family front and that this is not going to get to them and that they will pass this. Okay. So when you're in this situation and you do have this adultery or this affair going on and you do have kids involved, a lot of people, they say that and they say that's grounds for divorce and they split and they go their separate ways. But for these people, unfortunately, that's a little bit more difficult to do when you're in royal, there's things, there's layers, there's levels when it comes to the royal court. And so they are committing to the fact that they are having this family and they're going to keep this family firm. Okay. Whether you think I cheated on her or not, I'm going to show you who I am as a man because I'm going to raise my family. I'm going to provide for my family. I'm going to show you in the cameras that I love my wife and I'm going to do everything to prove to you that that is what it is. And so now with the royal family, they're showing pictures of Kate Middleton and Prince and Prince William, and now like, oh, they're together, oh, they're happy, look at, they've never been they're so inseparable, look at, they're taking care of their kids, oh, look at George, he's being a 10-year-old, look at Charlotte, oh, she's so cute. Now they're focusing on this image. Okay, it's no longer separating William and Kate. Now it's showing you a united front because that's what they want you to see. And that's the efforts that they're showing you. Okay. Whereas, okay, that was one family, that was one couple. So, whereas, let's take it back to the most recent affair headline that kind of just made news and made press like 2 days ago. And that was, Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian, right? Right? Like, I don't like to talk about these people because I feel like they get talked about enough, but it has to be said because it goes so in line with what Kate Middleton and Prince William just experienced. Okay. Only you're seeing an opposite reaction, which is very interesting because these two couples, okay, first of all, they're not married. Second of all, they're not royal, but you can consider them royal in Hollywood if you want to. Neither here nor there, but they do have a child. Okay. And now the reason why they're back in the media is because now it's been discovered that they're getting ready to have a second child. Okay. Why does this matter? Why do people even care about this? Well, the fact of the matter is that on Kardashian show, the latest show on Hulu, Khloe had experience and they filmed it all, on camera, that Tristan cheated on her again. And they broke up and everyone was upset about it. And they're like, I can't believe that this happened. And how could you do this to her? And she's such a good person. And he's such a trash person. Like, they're just trashing Tristan Thompson, right? And they're basically, what they discovered is that while they were dating, Tristan Thompson had an affair, and now there's a child from that affair that was born in December. And so after taking the paternity test, realizing that he is the father, he made a statement saying, I'm very sorry that I hurt everyone. Khloe, you're an amazing person. And I am going to step up to this, now that we know that this is my son. Yes, it was a son. I'm going to go ahead and handle what I have to do. Okay. So he made this very much about himself, acknowledging his mistake, owning up to that. And he also made it a very individual attempt to, this is Khloe. I'm sorry for hurting you. Please know that I do respect you. And then the media had a frenzy about that. The other issue that is going on is that Khloe's response to all of it, when this episode aired that Tristan had a baby out of this affair, her reaction was more so like, it is what it is, and forgiveness is a very strong thing, and we're just going to move on and we're going to learn from our lessons, right? Nobody liked that. Nobody liked that because they were expecting her to be angry. They were expecting her to be like, bye. But now we understand why she's choosing forgiveness. So let me run back the tape. Let me kind of give you guys the facts. So Tristan has currently 3 kids. Okay. He has Prince, which was a child that he had before meeting Khloe. He has True, which is the daughter with Khloe. And now he has Theo, which is the baby that came out of this affair. Now they're getting ready to have a 4th child out of a surrogate that was just discovered 2 days ago. And this baby is pretty much coming in the matter of days. And so he has multiple kids with multiple mothers, right? Whereas the royal family, it's just this one issue. It's always been this one family. So with Tristan, he's not married to Khloe. Okay, number one. And the relationship was between them. It wasn't about a family core thing where I'm trying to salvage this family. It was, this is between me and you, and this is how we feel towards each other. And so therefore, if we break up, then we break up, and we're going to handle our kids as accordingly. Okay. They were never together to begin with, per se. Like when I say together, I mean like they were never married. They were never under a vow. They were never under this united thing that they made with God and their families, right? This was just, I'm in a relationship with you. I have a child with you. We're going to try to have this family together, but it didn't work out. So I am free to move because we weren't tied down to each other in the first place. And I'm going to do my thing. You're going to do your thing. And so therefore, we're going to just focus on the kids as we see fit. And we're going to have a connection with each other for the sake of the kids. Okay. So this is how this situation is happening. And what are they doing? They're focusing on the kids, but what is the media doing? See, where the media was really focusing on Prince William and Kate Middleton, and they were focusing on the family aspect, and they were really focusing on the children, focusing on the couple and how they interacted with the children, and trying to show you, like, look, their connection is a lot closer than you realize because of how they interact with the children together. On the other side, you have Tristan and you have Khloe, and you have the media only focusing on Tristan and Khloe. They're not focusing on True. They're not focusing on Theo, which is the 3rd child. They're not focusing on this new surrogate baby. All they're focusing on is the reactions between Khloe and Tristan and how it affects the other baby mamas involved and all of that thing. And so it's interesting because the way that they're approaching each relationship has a very significance to the children. No matter what, the children are going to be affected by this. No matter what, because of what's out there, because the internet never dies, these children will forever know that their parents were in this entanglement, if you will, and there's going to be a ripple effect from that. Who knows what kind of traumatic experiences are going to come from this from the children. And I'm going to sit here and tell you right now that because these 2 couples, the royal couple Tristan and Khloe, because they are in this situation, that gives you proof that this happened to them in the past. What do I mean by that? Prince William had this experience before because of his parents. Khloe and Tristan have both had experience of this in the past because of their parents. Okay. And so it's a ripple effect. It's a generational curse. At the end of the day, it all boils down to that. Adultery is a generational curse, okay? And it is continuing to scar the children. It is continuing to show people, I don't want to get married because this is what ends up happening. And I can't trust men because this is what ends up happening. And all of these families are being broken into tinier and tinier branches. And what do when you have a tree and you have these branches and they continue to branch out and branch out and branch out? Those branches become weak. Right? They're not the strong branches that are mainly connected to the root and the trunk. They are branching out and they become weak. And so that's what's actually happening to these families. And that's probably what's happening in your circle as well. right? You have all of these people who are doing these things to each other that is ultimately like, yeah, you're hurt because your man cheated on you. And yeah, you're hurt because you wanted to start a family and you wanted this to work out well. But at the end of the day, what you're really doing is you're affecting the children more than anything. And so these children are now taking these scars, they're taking these traumatic experiences that the parents are putting them through, and then they're going to grow up. They're going to learn how to love. They're going to learn how to have these relationships. But now they have it with this mindset of like, well, what if you do this to me the way that daddy did this to mom? Or what if you cheat on me with my friends? See, now I can't even have a friendship because I don't trust friends because of what I saw in my mom and her best friend. You see what I'm saying? So it sucks. It sucks. It's the enemy breaking up families. It's the enemy breaking up marriages. And what do you do about it? How do you come out of that? Maybe you yourself are watching this and you're like, yeah, my parents had an experience like that. Or like, yeah, my closest, adult figures in my life, they had these cheating accusations, these affairs. My father was a Rolling Stone. I have, all of these things that happened. So what do you do to that? Here's what you do. Okay. You can take this and learn this lesson from Prince William and Kate Middleton and or from Khloe and Tristan. You can learn this and apply it to yourself. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Adultery and public affairs are a generational curse. They will continue to ripple into your children's lives into generations to come because of the fear that is instilled, the insecurity that comes out of a broken foundation of family, and because of what they're seeing. Children do what they see their parents do. They behave the way their parents behave. And so you have to change it. You have to rectify it. So this is what happens. Number one, you experience it and you repeat it. To me, I feel like this is what Tristan Thompson is doing. He experienced it as a child where he saw a lot of adultery take play in close relationships in his life. He's now repeating it. I mean, he doesn't hide it. This happened before. Like, yeah, he denies it until he gets caught, but this happened before. I mean, he was in Drake's video where Drake was marrying like a million women, right? And he was the best man. Like, he's not trying to hide this character. Like, he is the villain of the thing and he is what he is, but he's repeating a process that happened because it happened to him. The other thing you could do is you can experience this, right? And then you can take action as an adult, because guess what? For everyone out there, I want you to pay very close attention to me when I say this. You are not your parents. You are not your parents. You don't have to get a divorce just because your parents got a divorce. You don't have to commit adultery just because your parents committed adultery. You don't dress the way your parents used to dress. You don't eat the same foods your parents used to eat. You're going to college, perhaps when they never went to college. Like, that you are not your parents. So why do you use this curse as a reason to repeat steps when you have the authority and the power to do something different? Okay. I feel like you have the power to change it. If you've gone through something in the past and it affected you and it traumatized you, and now you're repeating the steps, you have the power to change it. So where Tristan Thompson is kind of repeating the pattern of committing adultery, of committing like all of these things, I believe that Prince William is doing something to change the generational curse. Okay. I don't know if it's fact or fiction, but from what the media is showing, he is proving that I care about my wife, and I'm going to show you that I care about my wife, and we're going to go on dates and you take your pictures because I want you to see how much I care about my wife. I want you to see how much of a father I am to my children. And that's why you're going to see me get excited at a tennis game. That's why you're going to see me celebrate my daughter's birthday. Like, I want you to see this because I'm doing something to change the outcome of what you think I am. I am not a product of what my parents' mistakes were. I'm going to show you that I'm different, and you're going to see that through my actions. And that's what I believe Prince William is trying to do now. That's what I believe he's trying to do now. Whether he did it or not, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you do after. Okay. for women who are experiencing people who have affairs. You have the love of your life, your baby daddy. Maybe you guys were going to get married. Maybe there were talks about it because, I mean, having a surrogate mother, like, I'm sure you had an interview process. You didn't just slap that up on Craigslist and was like, hey, we want a baby, come through. This wasn't like a week thing, happened in a week. Like, I'm sure this was a process for them to have this. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of talk. And I'm sure Khloe was like, we're going to do this and we're going to make our family stronger. And I'm sure they had conversations of, commitment and loyalty, because this happened before. This is not the first time Tristan cheated on her, right? So they had all of these conversations, and at the same time, then this comes out. So what does she do? Does she stand by? No. Okay. Just because somebody cheated on you, number one, that's grounds for divorce, no matter where you say it. It's even in the Bible. So there's grounds for divorce on that. And you have a right to walk away if you feel like this is not going to work. You're allowed to co-parent. Okay, it doesn't make you a bad person to co-parent. It doesn't make, but you do have to recognize and realize that from this, you have to show your children that they don't have to repeat the process. How you interact with with their father, how you interact with your family now that this affair has taken place, that is going to be the key towards making or breaking your family. Okay, because yes, the children have the power to break the generational curse in their future and in their future relationships, but as a mother who had felt the pain and the experience of someone cheating on them, of their baby daddy cheating on them, or their husband cheating on them, you have a choice too, and you can change your outcomes as well. Okay, or maybe you're the dad and the mom cheated, right? You have a choice to make as well. Usually what happens is that when something like this happens, or even like a divorce, or when something really bad happens to a mother and a father and they separate, even if you're co-parenting, like, you guys could be the best mother and father in the world, but how you show love and forgiveness and grace towards that other parent, kids are going to pick up on that. Okay, when I was growing up and my parents were divorced, like, the way my mother felt about my father and the way my father felt about my mother still rings true to my mind and still rings true to my heart. And it started to build an image of how I saw my parents and how I saw men in my relationships. Okay, was that a positive thing? For me, it was not. But you, as a parent, you can make it positive. Okay, maybe you're really hurt by what that other person did to you, and you're trying to show your family, you're trying to show your kids, like, this is still dad and you still have to love him. I don't have to love him, but you still have to love him. How you treat that situation is going to still affect your children. Okay, maybe you're hurt. Get a counselor, get a therapist, talk to somebody, process that, heal from that experience. Don't hold it in and bottle it in, because you're going to show those reactions to your children, and then it's going to continue to feed into that curse. You see what I'm saying? And so it's very delicate. Having children involved in something that adults do is such a very delicate thing. But isn't that what the enemy wants to do anyways? He wants to get you from the beginning. He wants to stunt your growth from day one, so that when you grow up, you're continuing to feed into the lies of what the enemy gave you all those years ago. Just as much as the Lord plants seeds into your heart, the enemy does as well. And the enemy is cunning, and he will wait. He'll wait before that plant comes into fruition of fear and insecurity. He will wait until you get older and say, oh, I don't want to get married, I don't want to do this, before you realize, like, wow, I don't want to get married and I don't want to do what God is telling me to do because I'm afraid, because I'm living in fear, right? That was the enemy who planted that seed all those years ago, because of how the situation was treated. Okay. So for you as a parent, if you have kids and you are involved in this affair, in a scandal, in something, in a divorce with your significant other, please understand that taking care of you is also going to take care of your children by showing them how you heal, how you process, how you recover, how you restore yourself, how you lean on God, how you depend on God, how you treat your significant other even in this season is going to have a major impact on your children. It's going to be the make or break for your children. It's going to either lead them into a road of repetition of the curse, or it's going to lead them down a road of empowering them to change that curse so that they don't have to live in that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so, for the children out there, for the royal family, for the royal children, for George, Charlotte, Louis, I pray for them. I pray that however their parents are handling this, that they are focusing on themselves as parents. They are focusing on themselves as a man and a wife. I pray that they are focusing on their children. How are you taking this? Because a lot of the times people feel like, oh, they're too young. They're too young. This is grown folks' business. Is it though? Because kids are really receptive. Kids are not dumb. They see everything. They pick up on your feelings. They realize what's going on without you even telling them what's going on. And if you don't explain to them what's going on, and if you don't treat them as individuals and say, let's talk about what you're feeling or what you're thinking, or let's talk about what mommy and daddy are doing and how mommy and daddy are handling this, then guess what? They're going to start to create the story and the scenario in their own mind, or they're going to get it from someone else. The last thing you want is an auntie, a nosy, petty auntie to come and tell your business to your child. And I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. So you want to make sure that what you do is going to have a better impact on your children for the sake of their future. Okay. Please don't turn them away because you think that they're young. So for, Louis, I don't know how old Louis is. Maybe he's 4. Maybe you just talk to him about your feelings. How are you feeling about mommy and daddy right now? Yes, mommy and daddy had an argument. Yes, you see, maybe for George, who's a little bit older. I notice you're seeing a lot of paparazzi asking us questions. Do you have any questions from mommy and daddy? Like, you walk them through it. You talk about it, okay? For Tristan and for Khloe, their baby True, what is she, like 3 years old, 4 years old? Again, how are you feeling seeing mommy and daddy argue? Okay, we're going to try to do this. We're going to try to do. And as they get older and as they start to learn more about the situation, don't leave the conversation. Always allow your children to ask questions. Always allow your children to talk about what they're thinking or what they're feeling, because you have no idea how scared or how insecure they might become because of your actions and because of your refusal to bring up that to them because of their age. Okay? So I'm very passionate about this topic, not because my parents committed adultery, like it never happened like that, but divorce and separation and splitting a family is so common these days, and it so affects the children. It affects you guys more than you know. And as adults who are now raising children, like I said, people either repeat it or they change it. And for me and my husband, like, my husband knows about my background. He knows about he used to know about my fears and my insecurities before getting married. I did not. I was like, I am very afraid of marriage because of what I saw in my past. And he was like, my family was great. Like, I don't see the problem. We had to talk about it. Okay. We had to have long talks, multiple talks about it, because I was not sure because of what happened to me. So that's all I'm trying to tell you, is that these kids take that with them. So you need to make sure that you're showing them that talking is okay and that sharing is okay and being vulnerable is okay. How you treat that individual, you might never want to talk to them again a day in your life, and that's fine. But remember to focus on the children. And remember that your choice is also affecting them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, these people, they go through these adulterous affairs and they think it's just between them. And it's not when you have kids. When you have the day you have children, it is never just about you anymore. Your children are always involved, whether you want them to be involved or not, whether they're getting the aftermaths, the crumbs of the situation, or they discover it later in life. They are always involved. And if you don't choose to involve them or include them, then they're going to get it from somewhere else. You know what I mean? So, all right, that is my 2 cents. I am praying for the families. I am according, just for people who want to know, if you're in this, Khloe decided she is not going to continue to have a romantic relationship with Tristan anymore. They are going to have this second child. Tristan is going to be, fathering the 4 children that he has. So we're going to pray for him on that. We're going to pray for their relationship as a whole. The media can get very ugly. The internet can get very ugly. So all I'm saying is that rather than to form your own opinion on their character, maybe you should form a prayer for their family. All right. I'm going to leave you with that little piece of nugget. I'll get into some questions. Does anybody have any questions that they want to share regarding families, regarding children, regarding adulterous affairs, regarding how to overcome that, how to overcome the generational curse? Let me go ahead and look. Did you enjoy this topic? I felt like I had to give you a 2-for-1 deal because I was gone for 2 weeks. So any questions on relationships, on affairs, on these 2 couples, Prince William, Duchess Kate, and Khloe and Tristan? Any questions whatsoever? Please let me know. Let me look at my calendar because I would hate to be like, I'm here and then I'm not. I would definitely be here next week, the week after. We should be good for the next couple of Fridays. Wait, the week after I might not be here. Maybe. We'll find out. Just keep following me and I'll keep you posted. All right. I don't have any questions. So if you're catching the very tail end of this very, very necessary topic when it comes to affairs when you have kids, then you can always catch the replay, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on Instagram. And I just want to let you guys know, in case you missed it at the very beginning, that my name is Selina Almodovar. I'm a Christian relationship author and coach, and I like to use these public headlines. I know some people don't really get into pop culture, but I like to use them because you can learn from them and you can grow from them, and you can see where is God in the middle of it and how can you apply God to your own situation to overcome these things. So that's what I do here. I mainly work with single Christian women and helping them learn how to love by faith and using their faith to create the love life and the relationship that they long for to sustain themselves to a healthy, happy marriage. So that is what I do. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I'm going to be in my office for the rest of the day working on a new video. Also promoting my newest e-guide or my newest handout, which is the morning affirmations for the single Christian women. You can find that in the link in my bio, or you can find that in my description on YouTube. If you're watching me from Instagram, then please be sure to like, share, heart, save, do all those Instagram-y things. If you're watching me from YouTube, be sure to subscribe. I do this usually every Friday, along with a Monday video that I give you guys on relationship tips. So be sure to catch that. And that's it. I want to say enjoy this beautiful weekend. Enjoy this lovely weekend in July.
Sorry, could you say that again?
See, Siri over here is like, okay, girl, cut it. We're done. Okay, I hear you, girl. I got you. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.